Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today is day number 21 of Vlogmas. You know what that means? When you guys are watching this, tomorrow is my almost favorite day of the whole entire year, and that is the day that it finally starts getting lighter later, but that's tomorrow, so we'll get excited about that tomorrow. Today I went to town, mailed some presents that I needed to get out. Hopefully they'll get there before Christmas. We'll see. The guy at the post office said the exorbitant amount of money I spent should get them there, but we'll see. On the way back, I had to do a little bit of grocery shopping. A while back, I did a carnivore grocery haul, and I'm all out of ground beef. Well, I have one package of ground beef left, and that's just not gonna cut it. So I went to the grocery store. Their prices were ridiculously high, so then I went to Walmart, and their prices were unfortunately very reasonable. So I picked up a bunch of meat and I figured I'd share it with you. I was planning on getting one sleeve of the ground beef. I knew what they had at Walmart and I figured I'd get this one. It is unfortunately $73.27, which it normally would be completely fine, but it's not good quality meat, so I'm not going to I don't particularly care to consume a whole lot of the fat of poor quality animals, so that kind of sucks. I wish it was like an 80-20 or a 15-85, something like that, but it is what it is. But at any rate, the reason I got 3 instead of 1 is because it was $1.80 a pound. It was $18 for a 10-pound sleeve, so I got 3 of them. I wish I could have got more. And then I also went there for some cheese. And I was looking through all the cheese selections and I was reading the ingredients on them. The ingredients list was incredibly cleaner on the white cheese and the blocks of cheese. I got some of this mozzarella. Hubby really likes lasagna, and so having some mozzarella on hand is really helpful for that. And this is also great for some kind of keto treats, like you can make chaffles and things like that with this, which I don't do almost ever. But if I ever wanted to, I have it here. And then the thing that made me realize it was actually this cheddar cheese. This one was the cleanest one of the ingredients that I could find that wasn't terribly expensive. And the ingredients were super clean. It just fresh pasteurized milk, cheese cultures, salt, and enzymes. So I was wanting to go for that one. And a lot of the yellow cheeses just it has a food coloring in them. And then many of them have, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it had some kind of it said a natural thing to prevent mold, but I was like, I don't know about that. So I skipped it. It's not in these 2. And of course, hubby loves his craft cheese. And then they had these for $2.40. It was on sale from $6 and something cents. So I got 4 of them. I wish our budget allowed more, but I just got what we could. So I really like to take these and mix it with eggs. And it is, I take a pound of this, mix it with however many eggs I feel like, and that is a meal for the entire day. And then these, I do lots of stuff with it. I'm gonna cook this up in a way that makes it a bit healthier. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that, so let's go. First thing we're gonna do is get our pan warmed up. Medium high-ish, something like that. While that's warming up, we're gonna weigh out 2 pounds of our beef. And we're gonna pour our 2 pounds in. You can do more, you can do less, is what I'm doing. All right, so we're gonna drain this out completely. And you might be wondering, why on earth would I bother to do that just to add in more fat? And that is because the fat is the storage place for most of the crap in a animal's body, like most of the junk, if they're CAFO, like that's where a lot of the just nasty stuff is. And so we're draining out the fat and adding in this, it's a tallow/marrow that I skimmed off the top of the last batch of some grass-fed beef bone broth that I made. So we're gonna add this in instead and saute an onion. Alrighty, we got it nice and golden. So we're gonna pour the meat back in here, trying not to pour. Thank you. Another fat and drippings. That's not just fat, it's also drippings. Get this mixed all back in. Some bone broth. Crushed tomatoes. Whatever kind of tomato product you like. This is just what is in my cupboard. I'm gonna add in a ridiculous amount of taco seasoning. This is just the package that it's in. It's actually from Azure. And I can't remember if it's organic or not, but when I run out of what I bought, we're gonna make our own. And I'll show you. This taco seasoning is clutch. This is what hides the taste of the liver, okay? Let this kind of simmer for just a little bit to really splash on the burner. But we're gonna let this simmer for a little while just to kind of let all the flavors kind of meld together. All right, so we've been cooking plenty. We have our ground liver inside this Ziploc bag. I cut off the tip of it, and then it helps to squeeze, helps to cut the tip. Cut off a big chunk of the tip there, and then just kind of pipe it in. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this simmer for like 2 minutes just to get the liver cooked, and then we'll be done. Time to give ourselves a taste test here. The trick with this, you're not gonna be able to fool an adult, but you'll probably be able to fool a kid. It smells a little bit, it smells like you can still smell the liver, but it doesn't taste like liver at all, depending on how many spices you add to it. So you'll definitely trick yourself if you have a hard time eating the liver. You really want to have a lot of the benefits that come from it. You got the vitamin A, the K2, you know, just all the different kind of, I don't remember off the top of my head which ones actually come in it. But if you're trying to include more organ meats and get just a little bit healthier meat, a little bit healthier bang for your buck, this is a great way to do it. Another thing that you can do with this to make the meat itself stretch a little further, you could easily just fry up a couple of eggs and make like half of this, and then just put some eggs on top of it, some nice over easy eggs or sunny side up, something like that, and then that will help the meat to stretch a little bit further. The ratio that I added to it, I don't think I mentioned, but I added an 8-ounce package of it to 2 pounds of meat. So 1/5 of the meat in here is liver. So I think it's a pretty good way to do it. You really don't want to have an incredible amount of liver. In my understanding, I could be totally wrong on that one, but like it's not something you want to have like a pound of it a day. Like that would be way too overkill. So I think this is a great way to get a reasonable amount of liver in your diet, get some extra nutrition, and turn that Walmart crap into something a little bit more healthful. And if you're doing like keto, carnivore, ketovore or something like that, and you, depending on your level of dirtiness of it, you could add like sour cream, you could add cheese, you could even add avocado to this or guacamole, and it would taste delicious. It's basically just taco meat. So do with it what you will. What I'm gonna end up doing with this is I'm gonna top it with some homemade raw milk yogurt and some fermented vegetables of some sort. I hope that you guys enjoyed following along with me as we made a bit more of a healthful meal out of some not so great quality meat that we found at Walmart. And maybe I gave you a couple of ideas of some ways that you can make your low carb keto meal lifestyle a little bit more tasty and healthful. If you guys are enjoying following along with me on Vlogmas/Fermentmas, as well as following along with me as I share my pursuit of gut healing and all my homestead shenanigans, click this button right here. This is the subscribe button. This is what tells YouTube you want to come back here. Up here is a video that Mr. Google Pants thinks you're going to enjoy. Over here is my last Vlogmas video, and then up here is my Vlogmas playlist. I hope you'll check it out for all the awesomeness. Peace out, sauerkraut.